And we're live with another Sunday Funday message. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, child of God, the Lilith reincarnated, here with a Sunday message. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen what I posted in my community page and all today's videos leading up to today, plus yesterday, and everything goes together. And that's just the way. What's up, everybody? Like, damn, you gotta say that every time. That's what I said, bro. It just got longer and longer and longer. That intro gets longer and longer. Why? Because I discover more and more of what they call people like me. And so I have to throw that in there because maybe you haven't heard of this term, but you know that term and the other term. And a lot of people like to use terms like chosen ones and earth angels and stupid shit like that. Ultimately, you look at me and you see a witch, but I'm just a light worker, a starseed, a mystic, medium, all that bullshit. You ready? I'm not ready. My last video, we left off something 516. It was like, it's 516. I was like, maybe we're in the frequency of 516. So I went looking for the frequency of 516. And we were in between frequencies, is what I got when I went looking for answers. What did you get? Again, that's what we were supposed to do. That was the challenge. Everybody go look for 516 and tell me what you found. Alright, so before I got on here, I shared a short that I shared many, many moons ago about what I tell you all the time is that I'm just a light. We're nothing more than a fragment of light being held inside the body. So I showed that. Now, these are your white light oracles. This is like a super next level of ascension. So we went through the Mackenzie deck order, and then we go into the light. As a white light worker, you're constantly returning back to the light and bringing the light back down to humanity. Right? That's what your job, that's what you're tasked to do. There's frequencies to this shit. Just like we go through the levels of hell, we go through the levels of heaven or the light. And they're difficult. So one of the first ones we got was the light workers. We're going to go into that. We're going to start there. Right? Because this is what we're doing. We turn a page. Typically, we'd like to ascend every Sunday, but we can't because of the week and the challenges. Sometimes we can't get there as fast as we'd like, so we have to take them nice and slow. So we're in the key of light. I was guided to the light to show you the light, and that's all that. So I pulled out those two cards, that card, and then the second. These are my top level of light that works with me here. Right? Now, all of the ascending masters, you know what I mean, ascended to the light. But this is, you know what I mean, these are the frequencies or the realities, you know, I ascend through all of them. So then I know when we're in a dark day where to go to get our answers. That's what I do, is I go through the light and the dark, through all parts of the tree of life. These ones we also do in order. They're high levels of light. You'll only see me pull these on a Sunday when we're in the frequency of the sun, which is on a Sunday. Our next card is number 44. Shine your motherfucking light. Am I magic? Or is God the magic and I just bring the magic to you, which is God? Again, there's no production. I'm sitting here, I didn't do shit. I just grabbed these cards. When I grabbed two, I was like, that's going to be enough. And then I grab some more. These are the highest levels. This is going to take me forever to get through one of these cards. And if you've been watching, you know it does. Alright, let's just start with the first one and try to work our way through. So, we are currently in the light. We're in the sun, we're in the light. We go from the light to dark all the time. The story of this is, here comes Michael Jackson, you are not alone in any place. There's nowhere you can go that God isn't there. And that's what I show you. Is even though we're in the dark, we've been led into the dark by God, and will be led out by God. Okay? Number 45. I went to 25, which is freedom. Freedom! a lot happened to me today. I haven't fully grounded. I went to church. I got took to church myself. I took you guys with me. I tried to explain that experience. After that, I passed out. I woke up to a phone call asking me if I was going to make it to my appointment that I was already 15 minutes late to, that I completely forgot. Memory is a hard thing to play around here. So anyways, that I woke up to that and was like, no, I'll see you tomorrow, dude, not today. Not today, Satan. In essence, is like, no, I should have got up, and they're like, well, we're open till 5. I should have got up like you and chased money and all of this, but no, my rest was far more important. Rest is harder to come by around here. Anyway, so, I did that. I ran an errand, and I haven't really grounded. I had fucking corn dogs and tater tots for dinner. Did I cook them? No, I would have. That sounds like a great meal. That's what I laughed about. I was like, this is totally a meal in my house. So I had that, and I was chilling. I was watching Mona Lisa Smile, which is about a woman that won't conform. That's, you know, she goes into, you know, the Wellesley School, which is like, you know, this prep school of the smartest women, and she finds out these women are just being prepped to be married, that's their whole fucking life scheme. And it's like very triggering because I'm, you know, facing my own commitment levels of, you know, wanting to be married and not, and this and that and blah 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 blah, challenging the roles and stuff, being subversive as they called it. So all in the energy. And that was it too, is, you know, God asked me to go, he always asked me to be a light. It's like, why are you where you're at? Because this is where God wants me to shine light. Don't get me wrong, I go up and I shine light on the celebrities all the time. We go to all different places and shine light on it. But, you know, that's what it is. It's just, you know, I go to the dark places to shine light where they have forgotten the light. Okay. Doing what you love. Time to thrive. Giving from the overflow. Life purpose. Being authentically you. Compassionate self-empowerment. Loving life. Trying things you resonate with. Bringing joy to others by being an inspiration. You are amazing. There's no one like you, and no one can do you as you can. That's what I said, and I don't think people got it. It's like they wanted a destiny swap. They want to be me. They think that if they dress up like me, and they talk like me, and they do their hair like me, and they, you know what I mean, whatever, pray like me, that they're like me. But that's not on the outside. And that's what this showed you, is you could take all layers of me away, and you're still going to have me. And that was what it was to teach you, is humility. If we take all this shit that makes you so fucking powerful away, who are you going to be underneath it? And that's what you didn't see, is you didn't see the real me. But now when we go back and you watch those videos, you can see me struggling to be me. Fighting me to be me. Discovering me. Being led by me. I want to think me. Shut up. Yet, we sometimes feel that we need to be a certain way. A way not aligned with our authentic self. I just told Morgan that in the freaking elevator. Her name's Morgan. It's like, you remembered my name? I was like, it's a name I'll never forget. It was once my name, my last name. Right? Anyways, and she's like, it's true. It's everywhere. She's like, what is it with these people and the lack of clothing? I was like, they have a sense of self that we don't have. We're very aware of ourselves and how we're perceived. So we wouldn't want to throw ourselves out there like that for people to judge us. But they hold it well. And I said, you want to know something else? She said, what? I was like, and decade after decade, Miss Universe, the most beautiful woman in the world, was usually a Venezuelan. It's in their culture to feel the beauty that they are. And they don't make it look sloppy. But yeah, they show a lot of skin around here. They really do. They really do, dude. These women, bro. They like, and the fact that I'm wearing a tube top and some fucking leggings. No, I put my shirt on and cover it up, but they don't have to. And that's what I mean, is they have a sense of themselves that we don't have. In the sense of, it's not insecure. Just it. I just got to be honest. It's like, I see, you know what I mean? That's why I love a lot of black women. They hold themselves. You hold your own, bro. I see you. I see you holding yourself down right there. You know what I mean? And just kind of want to throw that out there. It's like you can dress up like them, but you're not going to carry it like them. You're not going to look the same way. We could put two girls in the same outfit. It's not the clothes that makes them. It's how they wear it. And it's not the body parts. It's not. Because a big girl like me, and that's what made me so, vibrant to the room, is I had a sense of self, a sense of confidence, a sense of swag, a sense of, you know what I mean? Like, even though I was big, I worked with it, and I found the beauty in myself, and I displayed myself in a beautiful way to others. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how it is. It's like, you want to dress yourself up to be liked, but you just got to like the way you dress yourself. Stop trying to dress yourself up like everyone else. And I'm talking to a specific fucking bitch right now. You may be obliged to be something or someone. You may have stopped doing some of the things you love due to the time and energy restraints. When you take time to do what truly makes you shine each day, you will light up and bring joy to other people's worlds. As you go about your life, you will have a sense of purpose and feel naturally inspired to fulfill your responsibilities. You will also have more energy and love to overflow. Doing what we love can bring much goodness to our hearts that is a filter into other areas of our lives. Yet, when life is demanding more of us, we give up the things we love to make way for more practical pursuits. When we finally come back to these pursuits, we wonder why we waited. For much of my life, I did not paint, as I thought it was self-indulgent. I questioned how doing what I love could be beneficial to others. I want to stop. Earlier in my video, I said you have many crafts that were passed down by your ancestors, your craftsmen, and you don't see how this could be beneficial to others. Let me take you back to the beginning. God gave us a garden. Everything we ever needed to survive is on this earth. He gave it to us. Right? He didn't fully show us how it was going to be, how each thing was going to feed and meet all of our needs. But this is how it is now. We still have this garden. And you still have that knowing from your ancestors of how to work this garden. I love this thing that Mr. Plum taught. He's like, you know how to make butter? I was like, nope. He said, you got to use the cream. And you have to just beat it. It's like, I used to do it with the kids all the time. But it comes out a clear color, and nobody likes that. So you have to add a little bit of dye, because they don't like the appearance of it. Now, hold on a second. So, the point of this is if you go to the store, butter is super duper expensive. Real butter. I can't believe it's not butter. No, we don't eat real butter because it's really expensive. But to make real butter is extremely cheap. You take it off of literally the layer of foam off of the cow's milk, and you just beat this shit up. Something like that. That's how he says it. You add a little bit of salt for some flavor or whatever. That's it. Now, you don't really understand how much we use butter in the sense of cooking. We need that in all kinds of ways. So it's like we have everything we need, and the people that know how to work it. What?
Today's eating the end of Ramadan.
Okay. I don't know how to say, salute to the Ramadans. Thank you. I don't know what that means, but it's a celebration of day where now you can feast.
It means blessed feast.
It's a blessed day. On the 3-3. That makes sense.
It's the end of Ramadan.
They're fasting, right?
Yeah, it just ended.
That's beautiful. So then it's a day of celebration.
Yeah,
they'll
that's
be
what
eating.
You say to someone.
Dude, you gotta be careful eating after a fast. That hurts. Your stomach shrinks, bro. I did the 40-day fast. Your stomach shrinks.
Yeah.
And anything you put in there, it just burns. It hurts. Ugh, gosh. I remember that. Now, the constant message of gratitude I receive anchoring my visions on canvas makes me wonder how I ever thought that way. Meaning, why did I ever stop doing this? I love to do this. This was something I always loved to do. Why did I give this up? Well, that's right. They told me I had to grow up and get a fucking job. It takes discipline to do what we love, especially if we are natural givers. It's easy to get caught up with other people's lives. There can also be a strong cultural belief that fulfilling a creative need is selfish. The irony here is that tending to our own needs harms none, and we will have a lot more to give. It is time for us to collect our light and shift the vibration here on Earth, starting with our own inner sense of being. Trying those things that you've always wanted to explore, weaving enjoyment through your day-to-day experience. Find purpose and the inspiration to spring out of bed in the morning. It is time to thrive. And that's what he said in the morning, is, God woke me up this morning. I'm grateful that God, hey, the middle of today, I'm like, please don't wake me up tomorrow. Like, in essence, it's like, when you really understand that God's got a challenge and he's got an adventure waiting for you for tomorrow, you're like, oh, man. And that's every day. He's out there. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He's already got your day planned. He's got a great day planned for you. And it's like, you're supposed to be grateful for this day, but it's like, ooh, we're fully aware that, he's packed a lot in this day for us. You know what I mean? And we start to learn what these days have and each hour and what he's going to give to us, just to have an understanding. It's always been understood. We're just starting to understand it now, All right, divinatory meaning. Where can you shine your light? When you have a purpose, you will also have limitless energy and no joy. No meaning K-N-O-W. Where can you grow enthusiasm in your life? Consider how you can be more aligned with your passions so you can harness your light. It may be time to return to something you enjoyed but stopped doing for no good reason. Lewis, are you ready to make great music? Lewis was starting to make music, but he went to people like Kanye that told him it wasn't great. Lewis loved creating. He knows how to play quite a few instruments. He has a beautiful voice. And he has, a beautiful heart. So I doubt that anything dark is going to come out of it. But at the same time, you can't go to a dark singer and ask him, how beautiful your light is. They're going to be repulsed by it. Truthfully. You are a sovereign being. Regain compassion, empowerment, and remember what lights you up, what lights up your world. And he used to travel with his studio equipment. He'd record a lot. He'd record music while he was out there. It's my favorite picture of Lewis. I had it on my wall for quite some time. It was just him with his, in a hoodie or in a freaking sweater with his headphones on. It's like, that's what we really are, is we're just here to create. You ever catch me, you're going to catch me with my headphones on. I look like Marshall out there, just out there somewhere, riding the bus, riding around with my headphones on. That's my daughter. It's us. We're just listening, trying to catch a vibe, trying to spread a vibe. Yeah, Lewis, you were meant to be part of music. But you have to be brave and let yourself be heard. Yeah, they're not going to expect it. They expect, race car driver and shit, but give them what they're not expecting. You can't fail, but you gotta start somewhere. You're not gonna be the best when you start, because you're starting out fresh, and that's what makes it great, is that fresh feel of something new. I feel it. You feel it, Lewis? I feel it. That's it. My music wasn't going to make me money. It made me happy. It wasn't about making money. It was about making me happy and about spreading these messages to people. Which was that, about women. That we were more than what you allow us to be. That's it. Let's move on to the key of light. These are real heavy duty. Heavy duty. Number 26. There we go. On 83. Wow. Let me just shut my mouth for a minute. Ready? Archangel Michael loves you unconditionally and serves your soul's journey. He brings you a spiritual gift now, the key of light. The key allows you to open any door. the key away any obstacle and free yourself from any prison or enslavement, physical, emotional, or psychological. There's no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of a situation you want to get into. You now hold within you in your hands a divine key that will assist you in many ways. I always tell people that I'm the key master, looking for the gatekeeper. I open up the doors. And then I was talking about Michael Jackson, in the beginning, that's all I heard all the time. Every message, you're going to hear that. Every message, you're going to hear him. You are not alone. He would not let me think I was alone. And even when I was sure of it, he'd still come to remind me. And that was today's message, is God will never leave you alone. And even though I'm didn't want to hear God, I heard God through Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is my Archangel Michael. You know what I mean? That might not resonate with you. You might see him as something else because of what you've been told. But he was an expression of love. That's it. God's strongest angel, his only battalion was that of love. Michael Jackson was like Jesus, bro. You couldn't get hard with him. You just looked stupid being, trying to bully a Michael Jackson. He came to love you, and you were weak to it. You were weak to his love. He was nothing but a loving man that loved everyone. He was a child. He was a loving child of God that showed love to the children and everyone alike. He did go through persecution and pain and suffering and judgment, but he just showed love. He was more Christ-like than anyone really could be. He was nothing but a man. He was made into that since, he was a child. He had a voice of an angel. That's what they said. And he served that voice till his last dying day in his 50s. He gave all of his life to music, the frequency of love. There's not a song of Michael Jackson that won't make you move, that won't put a good vibe in you. I've always known, if you ask me who Archangel Michael is, I'll tell you it's Michael Jackson. That was the form of Archangel Michael for me. Always will be. Gabriel? No. He never had a form. It's like that guy. The best way to describe him was literally like in Constantine. Gabriel. Of course it was you. Lucifer, nah. I don't play around with Gabriel. But in the sense of Michael, that was all God's love. That was his power. He could kill, he could destroy all armies of darkness with his light. The sword of truth. The armor of God, please look it up. It's like, he had one weapon, and that was the sword of truth. All that we have as an offensive weapon and a defensive weapon is the word of truth, God's word. When we pull out that truth, when I pull out that sword as the Queen of Swords and I start speaking truth, I start cutting heads. Cutting them at the top, bro. The truth shall set us free. My truth, your truth, the truth. But there's truth in all things. Just keep that in mind. Archangel Michael in the house. Archangel Michael has a message for you. If you have the power of divine in you, you have the ability to free yourself, no matter whether it seems that another person, a set of circumstances, or the entire world holds more power than you. Your power of freedom is unconditional. Stop. Meditate and listen. Does he not speak the same message that I speak as Lilith? You have the ability to free yourself, no matter whether it's another person or a set of circumstances, or the entire world that's holding more power than you. Do I not teach you this as the Lilith? Not as Michael, not as Jesus, but as Lilith. We've always come to empower you. And that's why I work with such beings, because I am of the light. I just have a darker way to it. Your power of freedom is unconditional. It doesn't require that outer circumstances change in order for you to be free. Though you choose freedom, outer circumstances often change radically. Though as you choose your freedom. And that's it. When you walk through the doors will open. My best example is if you go back to Lake Mead. When I'm crying to God, I just want to go back home. And it seems impossible. I'm only at Lake Mead, which is at Las Vegas, which is 11 hours from Colorado. I've drove this a million times, but now I know the season's changed, and I'm afraid of snow. I'm afraid that my car can't make it the way that I've drove it. I'm afraid of many things, that I'll never find my way back home. I've gotten too far away from home. And he says, go home. I said, what will I do, God? So he gave me the idea to apply for Amazon. So I did the application from Lake Mead. And I had orientation and an interview and all of this already planned. It's a real fast hire on process. So I did that. And he's like, right there. That gave me a sense of security. There's a job waiting for you when you get there. But how will I get there, God? You're gonna be alright. So in the next morning, I start packing up. I have no money to pay to stay. I have not even $20 to my name. And it's $20 a night to stay at this campground. So I start packing up and I'm like, alright, we're going to go to the gas station and bum gas. I can bum gas. I've been doing this. People will give me gas. It takes $40 to fill up my tank and I can go for 500 motherfucking miles. You're like, really? Well, kind of close to that. Yeah, it doesn't take much for me to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? In essence. So going back to it, it's like, that's it. Well, I go to tell the people I have all this stuff and I can't take all of it. So I go to leave some stuff with this guy that lives there with his kids, and he lives on a bus. And, he seems to be fucked off like me, but out of nowhere, he comes and gives me some money. It's like, here, for your journey. So now I'm up, and other people give me, some money. So now I'm up. I didn't know how I was going to get out of there, but before I leave that campground, I have $60. I could have spent the 20 and stayed, but I had already made up my mind. So I'm sitting there, I finally got it all packed up, and I'm sitting there looking at my car, and I'm like, fuck, here we go. And my Holy Spirit says, you can't make it on that tire. Go to a tire shop and go get a new tire with the money you just got. I figure it's going to be $35, $45. That's just going to be okay. I can do this. I get there, and they tell me I need 4 tires. It's going to be like $145. I'm panicked. I'm crying. I just want to go home, guys. Please help me. I just want to go home. I got my kids. I got my dog. I just need to get home. I can't be in Las Vegas anymore. You can't help me. So I fucking wipe my tears, and I'm like, I gotta help myself. I gotta figure this out. And so I start asking people. I start asking the people that are pulling up. There's a liquor store right next to where I'm standing, and people are coming in like crazy. So I'm asking them for dollars. I just need to buy some tires to get home. I got my family. Please, I just need to get some tires. Please, I just need to get some tires. Before I knew it, I had $160 put together. Within like an hour, right? And I go to get them, and I'm like, I'm ready, I got the money. And they roll me up, and they say I only need 3 tires. Or something like that. They don't give me all 4 of them. So then I leave, and I leave with more money than I came in with. I'm like, okay, but I got the tires. So then I take off. And I start going. And then, here's the story. The tire they didn't replace pops. It pops when I get back home, when I'm in, my Fort Collins. The second it pops, dude, this has already happened to me so many times now. I'm pulling my shit out, I'm ready to do this. There's a guy that pulls up immediately, pulls the tire off, puts on the donut, and gives me $100. I know it, he tells me right down the street is a tire shop. I know a tire is only going to cost me $45, and it's the truth. I keep getting money, bro, because of these because of these setbacks, bro. I keep having disasters that are creating blessings for me. It keeps happening. Now fast forward to, we'll say it's 4 weeks ago. My tire popped. I don't have any money. My phone just got turned off the night before. I can't get a hold of my friend who would definitely pay for this. If he could, I've got to figure this out again. Now I'm on Federal Boulevard in a dress. This is the hooker stroll, just for those that don't know Colorado. This is for sure the hooker... No, Colfax is the hooker stroll, but it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. You can get a ride out there, for sure. I'm like, alright, God, here we go. And the whole story is, I end up getting a tire, a rim, and $10, and I go along my happy way. What happens after that? Some person walks past me, it's all in my videos, and gives me, it was like, are you alright? I'm fine. Can I give you some money? Please do. You know, there's all these videos of how people are just giving me money. I'm in a bad place, but God's right there. I can't give to myself, but he's going to find a way to give to me. And that's it. It's like I'm guided. Right into some bullshit, for sure. For sure. But he's there with me through the bullshit. He's going to get me out of this bullshit. There's always some bullshit. I'm like, oh God, what do you got for me today, God? It's an adventure. For sure, God. For sure. And that's it. What am I going through every day? Fighting fears. This is going to be scary. I was fucking scared down there, dude. You guys are scared of me. I was scared of what they were going to do to me in front of everybody. They're going to publicly humiliate me. This is going to be bad. This is where I live. You know what I mean? In the sense of, I kind of thought they wouldn't because you're in my house. You brought church to me. You can't kick me out. I live here. In the sense of, but at the same time, I didn't know. You don't know what's going to happen when you go into a, you know what I mean? When you go into a high vibe, you know, into the light and you're all dark. You don't know if they're going to be nice to you. And some aren't. And some are. They're going to follow their leader. That lady did not want me there. She didn't want me on the phone. She didn't want she didn't want her kids seen. She didn't want nothing. Until she saw, you know, she saw her ministry show me love. And then she showed me love. And that's it. It's like, you know, some of us are meant just to protect ours until we know it's okay. Not, you missed it, dude. I went to church today. Tried to tell you that. Anyways, going back to it. For now, let's see, what is it? Your power of freedom is unconditional. It doesn't require that our circumstances, the outer circumstances change in order for you to be free. Meaning that's what you got to know is, God's got you, bro. If he's telling you to run out that door, he's out there going to catch you. If he tells you, and I've always said this, and then the fires came. I used this example. If there's a fire, dude, what can you take? You can't cash out your bank account. You grab your kids, maybe a couple memories, the dog, and a toothbrush, bro. God will give you all new things. But if he calls you, and that's what my saying is, if I wake up in the middle of the night, and God says, we gotta go, we gotta go. Are you going to go with me, or are you going to argue with me because you don't think it's the right thing to do? You know what I mean? And that was that message today. It's beyond your understanding. My spirit is calling me to protect me, to guide me. I need to be, you know what I mean? And that's it. It's like, I don't know, guys. My kids have heard that this whole ride. I don't know. It's just what God said. And they wait. They know I don't know. They know it doesn't come from me. They know that I'm sitting here all day. I'll pray about it. I'll ask God. He's all powerful. They know I answer to him. We don't move without him. I got to get his permission or his guidance, or he's got to make this happen in our lives. When my husband comes into my life, he's not going to know how to do that either. Nobody knows how to do that. Nobody knows how to do that, dude, to give God full reign in your life. And that's what I'm teaching you. And I had to teach myself and teach my children. And now they know how to move with the Spirit. You know what I mean? How to go with their gut feelings. How to, you know what I mean? Not to judge people so badly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Amelia did it the other day. We said it. I was like, you don't understand what you're doing is judging. What would you say anyways? Oh, it was the diapers. She said the kids' diapers were big and smelled real bad.
Their diapers still stink.
So I was like, you don't realize this, but in essence, what you're doing is you're judging her that she's not taking care of her children. Let me explain. You know what I mean? And I had to stand up for this woman that I wasn't there. Let me show my child what she doesn't know. Why are these children's diapers big and smelly? She meant the best, but when you're a mother and you're trying to go from one thing to another, and it's like those ADHD, you know what I mean, memes. It's like I had every intention just to fill up this bottle, but then I walked around the corner and there's all this mess, so I had to grab that, and then the other one started crying, and then I realized that I forgot about the washer, and then there was this, and then there was that, and I completely forgot to change the baby's diaper. And then you sit there crying because your baby has a rash, and you couldn't remember that of all the things that needed you, you forgot about your baby. You know what I mean? It's like all you care about is your baby, but there's so much going on in order for you to care for this baby that you're literally lacking the care of the baby because you're caring for everything else around the baby. That's what I tried to explain to her. I was like, you gotta be careful saying shit like that. I was like, and that's just as Sagittarius. It just comes out of our mouth. We don't mean to harm anyone. It's like, I wasn't being mean, Mom. I was just telling you the truth. I know. The truth hurts people. It didn't hurt me, but if someone heard you, they're going to think that you're judging their parenting skills. All you said is, damn, your baby's diaper's is big and they smell. And that's it. It's like, what'd I say? Some of us just, we're not received too well. We don't mean, you know what I mean, no harm in what we say. We just say what we see. We call it how we see it, and it doesn't look that way to you. Going back to it, I don't know. Oh, your outside circumstances to change. You have to change them. It's scary to walk away from everything, but you know, that's understanding God again. Because if I do this, God's got me. God wants me to do this, God's got me. He's gonna, you know, and that's what I gotta tell everyone when I'm in these things, is God told me to do this. Hold on, I don't know what he's doing. God, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? It doesn't take me long to get my answers, but, you know, he's doing. What's he doing to you? For you is what they always say. For now, to be free, use the key of light. This means staying true to what you know for yourself. Gently and lovingly asserting your truth now. Do not cave into the naysayers and the fear generators. Russell, what is it? I got under his skin. He deleted his post. What is it? What did I say to you? What were you saying that you deleted? We'll go back to that. I'm in the middle of eating right now, bud. Most especially, do not collapse under your own fears or doubts. Gently and persistently cleaving to the light within will bring you through any apparent obstacle. And that's it. It's all dark outside. It looks all bleak, dude. It looks like everything is... I don't have any food. I don't have any more money. I don't have any cigarettes. I've ran out of weed. We're running out of gas. I lived like that for 2 years, bro. And I learned that that's just... You know, just because I don't have more doesn't mean I don't have enough. And as soon as I run out, he'll bring me more. Is what I learned. I really learned that. And so did my kids. Right before we run out of money, he'll bring us more. I'm not going to hold out this cigarette because I know he's going to bring me more. You know what I mean? Well, he knows we need gas. He knows you need bigger, you're growing and you need new clothes. He knows what we need. He's going to bring it. I don't have to go chasing it. He's going to bring it. I just got to be patient. And you can't sit around waiting for Ed McMahon to knock on your door with a big fat check. That's not it. He's going to bring you to the next obstacle to go through. And on the other side is that blessing. You know what I mean? I didn't know how I was going to get money, but then he brought me a job. A very difficult job. I'm going to be out there, you know what I mean, working hard.
What job?
I'm just saying, all jobs. And I thought about it today as I was bringing the trash back, Mel. Again, my spirit guided me before I went out. Put on your jacket. It's cold out there. And I asked my son, I was like, is it raining? He's all, kinda. And I put on my jacket. It was fucking freezing. Thank God I listened to my Holy Spirit. Dude, it was fucking freezing outside. I had a whole fucking winter jacket on. I was like, geez, it's fucking freezing out here. But as I was walking back, I saw this. It's like, you know, in order for me to keep going, tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow we start again. You know, we get the kids again. We try to get the kids into school by this week. They should be into school. And then after that, I get this job. And you know, I'm going to be like my mother. It's going to be cleaning toilets that makes my dreams come true. And I'm okay with that. And that goes back to Martin Luther King. If you're going to sweep these streets, bro, if I'm going to clean toilets, bro, they're going to be they're going to be the most beautiful toilets you ever saw. You can give birth on those toilets. Those are anointed toilets by the Holy Spirit, bro.
Toilets.
Talk about sitting on a throne. In the sense of, I'm going for a housekeeping job, and a housekeeping job would be beds and bathrooms. You know what I mean? Bed and breakfast here. In the sense of, I'm not too proud of that. I'm not too proud to be what my mother was and what she taught me to be. It was good enough to put her through college and let her live her dream. It's good enough to put me through, my experience, and us live our dreams. When it's all said and done, it's not my music that got me there. It wasn't any of that. It was just good, hard old work. Dealing with, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay is how I look at it. And that's really it, is how am I going to fund all this shit? Gotta get a job. You know what I mean? I'm no better than you. In the sense of, how he gave me the pieces. We still put the pieces together, and that's it. It's like we still got to work with that. I'm going to work with what I got. What brings me happiness. You're like, damn, I'm never going to be rich and famous scrubbing toilets. Watch me. Watch me become rich and famous scrubbing toilets. Watch Cinderella go from rags to riches, bro. Not because some man saved me, but because God saved me. Most importantly, do not collapse under your own fears and doubts. Gently and persistently cleaving to the light within brings you through the apparent obstacle. Free yourself from any apparent prison and ensure your divine destiny is fulfilled. All doors shall be opened to you. You are given the gift of unconditional grace. Step back and radiate love from your center. That is your way. You do not have to betray your spirituality to fight. You can fight with love and trust, and that can be your way as a spiritual warrior. In each moment, you choose love and trust. You are fighting the good fight. You are learning that love is expressed in no as much as in a yes. And that's what it is. I told you, saying no to them is saying yes to yourself. It's not easy to say no. For when you fight against those who want you to deny the truth, you are standing clear and strong in truth, in loving truth. Michael helps you realize the strength that you already have within you to do this. And again, he's held the sword of truth. This oracle is a message for you to trust in your own abilities to triumph right now. You are the key to success. You must believe in yourself. You don't have to force a door to open. In perfect time, according to divine grace, all doors will open for you. Your dreams and actions will prove themselves in no time. No person, place, or thing has any power to hold you back. And that's it. Nobody's holding you back. Even me trying to, delay myself. I'm not. You made this harder for yourself. No, I had to go through there. I had to go there to get here. And that goes back to, you found the cheat code to ascension. The fuck I didn't. I have to work just as hard, if not harder than you. I have more eyes on me. I'm your leader. I can't fully get this wrong. It has to be done right. I can make mistakes along the way, just as you, but it has to be done, and it has to be done right. We'll get better at it, for sure. And that's it. It's like, just breathe. Just breathe. I have too much more to go, and we're on 44 minutes already. All right. Your dreams and actions will prove themselves in no time. Let's see. The key of light is spiritual permission from the universe to succeed in your life's mission. You shall not be kept back from your divine destiny. You shall be empowered to succeed. My daughter, dude, she creates, again, cartoons. I don't know what they call them, but it'll be cartoons.
Gotcha.
Whatever. She creates cartoons. She's already training. She's just getting better and better and better and better at it. Better at it. These little characters are doing more. She's adding more detail. She's adding better backgrounds. She's just getting better at creating stories to tell. How does she do it? With her hands. She creates little pictures from her mind. She has an idea and she puts it to the paper. And somebody else would tell her she's not going to be rich. She can't make money doing that. She needs to get a job. She needs to go to college. You need to focus. I'm telling her to paint this fucking world. Paint the town red. Make it, put your images everywhere. Everything that God has shown you, put it everywhere. Don't let them tell you just because you're young that you're not ready. You have ancient lifetimes, artistic creativity. And that's what I try to explain to her. I was like, people like us, we can create something out of nothing, worth money. You know what I mean? Our power is our creativity. And that's it. It's like, I'm not going to shield her from that and tell her that. I'm going to inspire that more than anything. Get you a bitch-ass job so you can keep painting. And really, I hear you crying over there, and I don't even know why you're crying. And that's just it. Right now, I want her into music. I know that she played the violin before. And then as a performing arts dancer, I know she did this before. You can see the talent in her. It just needs to be nurtured. You can see it in all areas, and it just needs to be brought out. You don't have to make your kids talented. They have their own talents. You have to see what it is. She has always been kind and compassionate. I didn't know that kindness and compassion was going to turn into a rebellion where she would fight for such people. You know what I mean? When she started to color, she always colored within the lines. They said it right away that she had the hand-eye coordination of a child much older than her. You know what I mean? She always colored, she was always very creative and artistic. She could always play these scenes. She always made these, hey guys, she made her own little YouTube channels with her playhouse, and she would have these little, you know what I mean? Every day she would have her little toys, have a little, just like Mr. Rogers, if you would. She's always been creative. I want her to create from there. I don't want her, she shouldn't have to get a job. She can be paid for what she does if she just gets, better at what she's doing. And that's it. It's like she can learn many things, and she teaches herself all kinds of shit, like all the time about world history, the days, this and that. She's a fucking know-it-all. But she's a creative. And that's what's, you know what I mean? She'll create her own destiny. She'll do something, she's artistic in all types of ways. Autistic, yeah. Let's see. Refuse to give up on your dreams. This may mean freeing yourself from a situation or a relationship that enslaves or controls you. When you are ready, this can be done with great gentleness, compassion, and strength. Free yourself with love, not fear. You may need to lock the doors of the past behind you. With divine empowerment, you can completely and utterly allow the past to be over. You will find that new doors can be unlocked for you. That's God. Going back to Job, he didn't give him his life back. He gave him a new life and a better life. Nobody's life was ever restored to what it was. It really wasn't. He gave them a new name and a new purpose, and they walked a new way. He gave them new families. That's what that guy said. I don't know if he got a new wife, but he had new kids. Where do babies come from, weirdo? In the sense of, hey, put on my jacket. It's freezing outside. Put on the winter jacket. All right, go freeze your ass off then. Don't listen to my Holy Spirit. That's her, rebellion. She didn't come back all nipples all frozen up and shit. Huh?
Somebody got dinner?
I did. It was corn dogs.
It's not the same thing.
It was corn dogs and she's like, do you want me to grab dinner? I already did. I ate that shit too. You may need to lock your doors to the past behind you. And that's what he's going to do, is he wants you to walk away from that life. He's got a new life for you. Invocation. I call upon Archangel Michael and the key of light. I give thanks for divine gifts of liberation for any restraining circumstances. I give thanks for the opportunity to completely close any door I choose and open any door I choose. I'm seeing you, Kelly. Close the door on this twin flame and open the door to your soulmate. That's how I looked at it, Kelly. You can't get out of the twin flames, but you can hope for a soulmate to come and break you out. And it worked. It brought Wolfman. And he really did break me out of the level I was stuck in with them. He took me to another level. And he is a soulmate. And I loved him. And it worked. But we have many soulmates. The twin flames is just, you can't get rid of them. But they're not our answer. Not our answer to happiness. Not them as men. You just gotta close it. It was a long journey, Kelly. It's been a long journey with all of them. I can't force the doors closed, but I can, you know what I mean? We can walk away from those doors and go walk through other doors. If he's really your twin flame, you can't get rid of him, Kelly. If he's really meant for you, then he's gonna fucking follow you like they do me. But you gotta go through that door, dude. God's got something better for you. He doesn't want you to sit here looking at that door, waiting for that man to call you. Some other man's calling you. I think lots of them are in your comments and you're not listening. There's nothing not to love about you, Kelly. God's rejection. This man, he's not rejecting you. God won't let him. Because you deserve better. He's not ready for you. It's hard to close a door on something that long. Trust me, I know. Especially if it's your first real love like mine was. But you'll love again, Kelly. Look at me. They're telling me, walk through this door, you're going to fall in love, and this time it's going to work. They've never led me wrong, and it was God's promise to all of us. We wanted this one to work, but He never promised us this one would work. He's shown us a lot of times it's not working. I don't know if I'm talking to Kelly or if I'm talking to, whoever you are. But you gotta close the door on it. It's not gonna get better. You can't make it better. And if God's not gonna make it better... Sorry, I thought that was my daughter to tell me that it was cold. Instead, she said that some dogs tried to almost get my dog. I tell them all the time to keep her away from the elevator door, and that, not all dogs are friendly. She said they didn't get him, but the people said they were friendly, and then they tried to bite at Nana. It's like, that's what they all say. You gotta protect them. Anyways, going back to this, I'm seeing Lewis and so many of you. It's like, you just gotta close this door. There's many other doors you can walk through. And yeah, I know you don't know what's on the other side of them, because you've never been, bro. Fuck around and find out. You can always go back to the door that you came from. But the same shit is going to be waiting there for you that you walked away. The same heartache, the same feelings, the same broken promises are still sitting at that door. Get up and walk away from it. I am grateful for the loving encouragement of the universe reminds me that I will be successful in fulfilling my divine life's purpose. May I be assisted by unconditional love to use my power of freedom with wisdom. May all beings be blessed by the grace of divine, so that the past ceases to hold them in pain and new opportunities of love can be accepted. May humanity open the door to light and love within them. Through my own free will and the unconditional loving guides that serve human evolution, so be it. I really hope that you accept that message, from Archangel Michael. Again, I pray to all kinds of gods and stuff, but that's really what he was. It's like he brought you, the truth shall set you free. That's all he could bring you was the truth. That's all any of us can do. Will you accept this truth? Will you make this truth your reality? Or will you continue to live your lie? I don't know, but just thinking about these next cards, I'm not going to fully get into them. I'm not going to fully get into them. I'm going to give you a taste of it because they're too bright into the light. When you're this deep in the darkness, you can't fully understand it. These are frequencies of the light. You work through them in order. In order. Somehow, we jumped way up to 16 and 17. But if you look, we didn't. We've walked through them. You know what I mean? We've walked through the yogini frequency, the bear frequency. We're right between the sun and the heart. Now, it's funny because as far as the solar system goes, the solar plexus chakra is right under your heart chakra. I say the opposite. Between my heart chakra and my throat chakra is the placement of where I get my Palladians, get my, the downloads of my Palladians, which would be a frequency. Everything has a frequency. Now going back to music, music has a frequency. You guys are playing with lower octaves, negative frequencies. It's all hard. We need to up the frequency, change the vibration. You can't vibrate with this. You can't, if this isn't your vibe. But you'll start to be high vibrational, where you'll listen to different types of music. You'll experience different types of light. So, I'm going to go in here real quick. There's so much. This is one of those ones I really encourage you to read all of the beginning, because the beginning is extremely important, the intro. This is again from Alana Fairchild. She actually made, I believe she made the white one. Yeah, she makes a lot of mine. She made a lot of my oracles, dude. Alana Fairchild is just, she's a messenger of God. Period. Point blank. Point blank, blank man. Alright, so let's talk about it. The sun. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. Within you is the higher power and spiritual wisdom you can tap in to find your way through any confusion or any doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know that you are enough. Expecting an affirming yes from the universe. That's on page 105. Then we jump over here. I'm just running through it. There's no way I could read all this. The 417 Hz frequency facilitates a healing shift into vibrations of higher self. Your authentic life path is directed by your higher self. As it is unique, there is no use comparing your path to any other path in order to determine its validity or value. Meaning you can't be me. He has a way for you to do something maybe similar to what I do, but you can't be me. We might vibe on the same shit. We might be in the same field of study. But you can't be me. Going back to the tarot readers, you have a gift. I do not. I see it differently. But for some reason, all of you see it the same way. So, in essence, am I the alien? Or are you? Well, obviously, I don't speak your language. And that's just it. As far as mediumship, I don't do that all day. They come and talk to me. I don't fucking just talk to dead people and take appointments for that shit. That's what they do. And that's just it. It's like we all have gifts. You know what I mean? And some of our gifts are similar, but it's like you can't say that I'm more powerful than you because of who I talk to. I've never talked to Christ. Well, it's a conversation that you probably don't, I'm the highest level of light. Don't feel bad. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of who do you talk to? And that's what's always great, is I want to know what God's doing in your life. How he expresses himself through you. How does he talk to you? All of that great stuff. In essence. Your authentic life path is directly blah, blah, blah. The moment the soul takes its authentic path, wondrous awakenings can take place. There is a feeling of closeness and connected to the sacred. This frequency helps you wipe away experiences of alienation and reestablish a deep and loving connection with the universe. It cleanses traumatic experiences and memories and any malignant habits formed as a consequence of past pain to allow the soul to experience true kindness, compassion, and love for self and others. Again, that's Christ, dude. Kindness, compassion, and love for yourself and others. In this oracle, it signifies that no matter what's happening in your life, you got this. On page 107. Now let's go to the next one. Why? Because I'm running out of breath. On page number 17. Sometimes aspects of our life falls apart and don't go to plan. This is so they can come back together in a beautiful new way. Trust in the goodness and the inevitable blessings of your destiny will fall into place. Do not trust your fears. Put your faith in the love of your heart. A heartfelt wish is going to manifest. Meaning, in the beginning, it's like, this is never going to work, God. I don't know, God, if you say so. And that's it. It's like, it doesn't, this did not go how I saw it going. This is not at all how I saw this thing going. But it still happened, nevertheless. The documentary was made, and we teach the world how to heal. Yeah, you weren't really hands-on with it. You weren't really on this side when we were doing it together, but wherever you were, we still did it. We did what God said we were going to do. And yeah, we didn't come together and make great music and all that. But as it says here, a heartfelt wish is going to manifest. It hasn't happened yet, but we will. We'll be around that bonfire. We'll make this great music together. I just got to start the, you know what I mean? I got to start the fire. I can't wait on you guys. But I know you'll be there. The mandala of the heart is an expression of divine feminine power within. Meaning, they were going to, I saw this that they were going to guide me. I was just going to, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm looking at Royce especially. Damn, Royce, we were supposed to follow you. Instead, I ended up being the leader. I was so devastated about the fact that I was going to have to lead and not you. I don't know how to lead. You've always been the leader. How come you can't lead this life? And it's like, you're not that person. No, it's in you. You were always meant to lead us. You've led us into greatness always. The one man I submit to. I don't know, though. That's it, too. It's like, I wasn't meant to submit to you this lifetime. You know what I mean? And it's not that I don't believe that you were going to lead us. I believed it with all my heart. I cried. Thinking of the fact that you couldn't lead us was unbelievable for me to believe. You will. But right now, you need to follow. In order to be a good leader, you gotta be a good follower. I saw you a lot today. I like that shit about your son's hair. I was like, let me show you mine. I can't stand his hair. I'd be wanting to cut it while he's asleep. What is it about teenage boys? They get to that age and they want to be like Russ and grow their hair out. Like, hopefully it's just a stage. I mean, it's... I'm like, he's native, but he could grow it as long as he wanted. In essence, my son had long, beautiful hair. I carried it forever. They thought he was a girl. I let him have long hair, but it was messy, and he hated when I brushed it, so I finally just cut it all off. But I cut off a braid that was at least 7 inches long, and I carried it forever. I never gave him... He got his first haircut when he was like maybe 5 or 6. I never cut his hair. So now naturally he wants long hair. Go figure. The mandala of the heart is an expression of divine feminine power within. It is the life-changing experience of love, healing, compassion, deep repair, and restoration that can only happen when we feel safe and loved enough to truly let go. Despite what the wounded opinion of ego might have believed, love is the most powerful consciousness on the planet. It is also highly intelligent. I gotta get this out. It's like, they didn't, as much as I want to pull out their Bible and teach you, it's like you hear that God's teachings in my teachings. If you've never read a Bible, trust and believe, you're hearing it here. It's not, I don't read it out of those pages, I speak it out of my heart. I've always spoke the Bible, and that's where it's like, what did you learn today? They didn't teach me anything new. They gave me something that I can't get on my own. Which is what? Kindness. What am I looking for out there? When I go outside, what am I looking for, really? Kindness. Just a little bit of kindness. What was I grateful for? Their kindness. Something I can't create on my own. I can't make you be nice to me. I can't make you be nice to someone else. You know what I mean? Your true colors are going to come out with me. And that's okay. But when I'm met with kindness, that's the true blessing. That's God in a bottle. And that's where how did I find God there? Not in His words. I teach you the same words. His words that is God, but those people, bro. They showed kindness to somebody that nobody shows kindness to. That was Christ. Christ showed kindness to people that nobody were kind to. To all kinds of people, he showed kindness. He showed us to show that same kindness. I'm not always great at being kind, and that's what I work on, is being kind. I can't be a kind person like he was. But as much as I try to be like him, I don't meet him in other people. I meet him within me. And when I go out and people are kind, I see Christ. Because other people aren't kind to me. And that's it. It's like their flesh was not going to be kind to me, but their spirit was kind to me. And I promise you, they went to lunch and they talked about me. Their flesh had a lot to say about what had happened, but their spirit was in awe. And that's the difference. It's like, are you going to give me your flesh, or are you going to be your spirit? Because your spirit wouldn't be so mean-hearted to me or to anybody. But your flesh and your ego is pretty mean out here to people. And I feel it. I feel it. And that's what I mean. It's like, only people of persecution know how bad I'm being persecuted out here. A lot of people ask, why is it always black people that come to you? Why is it always the black ancestors? First off, Jesus was black. It's physically impossible for him to be light-skinned in that time on that side of the planet. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, ultimately, but the blacks, the Asians, the Puerto Ricans, all the colors under the rainbow, other than these beautiful white light people, these whitewashed people, have been persecuted for wearing skin. Everybody but the white man has been persecuted for wearing just their skin. But then you have this impression, I wear white skin and they still don't like me. And that's where you realize, what? You're not received by your own? No, they don't think I'm worthy either. It's not in your skin. It's in their eyes. The hate is already in their eyes before we walk up. They were looking at the world with hateful eyes. But they're just judging it by what they've seen and what they've been told. If we told them to look at him like Jesus did, then they can see it a different way, and that's what I try to show you, is the light. Open your eyes. So, it's like, that's what I can't do. On page 111, that's what I can't do. I can do a great many things, but I can't, you know what I mean? I can't make people like me. In that sentence, I can't make people like me. There's two contexts in that. Did you hear that? I can't make them like me and giving me affection, but I can't make them like me and becoming like me. Because it's not me that you need to become like. I'm a whole mess. I'm trying to become like him. I'm trying to become like him. And we saw that the likeness of him is in all cultures and in people that never even knew him. He lies within people. What is he? He's the energy of compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. There are people all over this world that have so much understanding and compassion and forgiveness for us people. Mr. Plum is one hell of a man that is very Christ-like. He doesn't fully understand you, but he's going to show you kindness, no matter what you show him. Because that's how he is. That is his frequency, is to be kind to all man. He's going to be respectful. He's going to offer you what he can to help you. That's Christ, dude, in a human form. No, he's not Jesus, but you can see that Jesus walked with him. And he's an expression of what Christ taught us to be. It's not easy to be nice to people. When you have all this built-up anger and frustration towards what people have done to you. But this person that's standing in front of you did nothing to you, and you're going to take it out on them. All the people before this person is about to catch, this person's about to catch the heat of every person that hurt you. And I am guilty of that as a projection. Wolfman and every man, it's like, that's what Bobby said. I don't want to be caught in the wake of all these men. Yeah, bro, I took it out on you. Every man that hurt for you. Once you started showing characteristics of a man that hurt me before you, I made you that man. And I went after you as if you were that man. But you weren't. And it was people like Allie and Marshall that taught me that not all men are the same. They have a lot of the same characteristics, but they don't have the same intentions. They make a lot of the same mistakes, but they don't come from the same place. And that's something we had to learn. It's like, in the equality is everybody should be treated with love and respect and kindness. But not all of us, none of us were created the same. We have all of the same things, but we all exhibit it different. We're all made up of the same, universe. But we're all here as a different fragment of that universe to show a piece of God here. I can show Christ in a different way. You can show Christ in a different way. We can all be like Christ. We're not Him. We can be like Him, which is a better version of a human being. We can be like Buddha. Just chilling, just sitting around, smiling, trusting God. That's what, they didn't really paint Jesus with a smiley face like that, but yeah, cool. You know what I mean? We can be like, the Hindus and the Teos and we can be like other people. We don't have to just be this way. We can be always, as long as they're all good. And I just want to kind of point that out as, I'm a pagan priestess, which means I teach pagan religions to people. Right? That's what that means. I'm a pagan priestess that teaches the Christ consciousness. I teach other religions to people, but how to have a Christ consciousness across the board. I never strayed from Christ. I find Christ in all things, and I bring Christ to all places. You know what I mean? I'm a messenger for Him. But ultimately, it's like, He's not my God. My God is His God. That was all of their gods. And I honor that these are your gods. And that your gods serve the same God as I serve. And we all serve God. And how can we be of service to humanity for God? Is what we teach around here. But we have to take off our selfishness of, what has God done for me lately? We have to take that off. And we have to start really having that gratitude of seeing what He really is doing. You know what I mean? We need our answers first. He's going to answer these questions first. And He's going to show you. And it's going to be beyond your understanding. But He's going to try to make it clear to you. 528 Hertz is the love frequency of creation. The choices, decisions, and projects inspired by love have countless and far-reaching positive effects. As we tune into the inner frequency, we connect to all hearts in a powerful alchemical network which delivers an infusion of divine protection and uplifting wisdom in the human collective. Priestesses, sound alchemists, and heart healers work with these frequencies. That's what I am. And now you're going to know that. Now I know what to call myself. I'm a sound alchemist. You're a rapper. I'm a sound alchemist. You're a lyricist. I'm a sound alchemist. You're a producer. I'm a sound alchemist. You have an area of expertise in music. I take the sound of music and alchemize it. Are we different? Yes. Do we both have a role in the music industry? Yes. Can I do my job without you? No. You make the sound, I alchemize it. In essence, that's what I do. God has given me the sounds. He's given me the beats. Now I take those beats and I put His message that we're already sending through those frequencies. I heard His message in these sounds. And now I put these sounds into words. I'm not a songwriter. I'm a sound alchemist. Because I don't just do it you know what I mean, in music. I hear the sounds and I put them into words. And not just for music, so I'm not just a songwriter. I'm a creator. Priestess, sound alchemists, and heart healers. And that's what I am. I'm a healer. We're working on your heart all the time. Your mind and your heart. Work with these frequencies, understanding their capacity to evoke the alchemical and the miraculous. These are our special brothers and sisters, cultivating and radiating the consciousness of love, that soothing and courageous, inducing medicine of the soul. It's within my highest levels of light. They needed to harness their darkness. They can't. Lewis and Allie and Nate couldn't heal people's darkness without facing their own. They couldn't relate to people's darkness. They didn't understand people like me. But by hearing my story, they understand that as different as I am, we are alike. And that's what it is. It's like I saw Lewis, you know what I mean? Completely, culturally, financially, all different from me. But in our feelings, we're the same. And they needed to realize they needed to be humbled into their feelings to find that oneness where they're not an island by themselves, but they're part of a network of people. Ali got to see his feelings play out in a woman's life. He got to see his story. He wrote the songs of what happened to me. But that was his experience. But he saw that it happens to others. It happened to a girl. Right in front of his face. He watched those words. Marshall watched his own words come to life. That I lived out his words. He did too. You guys watched your words come to life in my life. I walked your words. Now you understand how important it is to spread better words for people to walk in. You know? Whatever Marshall said on that song, you know what I mean, to Haley about, you know, that last song he did. He knows that's my story to my children. And in essence, he thought he was all alone and nobody would ever understand what he's been through until God took me through it and you saw that you weren't alone. And you saw that I could get through it, and I showed you how to get through it yourself. Lewis thought nobody ever understood how he felt, all alone on an island, locked up in a little, you know what I mean, in a little space engine. He never knew there was a girl across the world that knew exactly how he felt. Russ didn't think anybody knew him. Nobody will ever understand me. How do we understand? Because we experience the same things. God gives us all understanding by the same fucked up experiences. Yeah, mine don't look like yours. I don't ride in the same car, but I'm still strapped to his rocket too. And that's where we realize, you know, we are brothers and sisters in God. And that it's not our success that sets us apart, but it's our failures that bring us together. Because together we'll rise, right, Lewis? Lewis didn't have a family. Lewis didn't have a country. Lewis didn't have a voice. Lewis was brought into our brotherhood of some of the greatest men he's always looked upon. And same with my men. They love Lewis. They never knew Lewis. They now know him. Through, you know what I mean, through my struggles. We know each other. Because my struggles are your struggles. And when you share your story with me, I struggle with you. I don't have the same story, but God's put me through the struggle. And that's where we can sit behind the bonfire and we can show our scars. We can be proud of, you know what I mean, where we are today. And we can tell great stories of overcoming instead of it destroying us. You can actually take that journey, Russ. You don't have to take it alone. You got a whole brotherhood. God gave you, you know what I mean, not just the world, but you got 12 brothers here. Watch out for you. And they are. If anything, they leached onto you more than me. Leeches. Lychees. In essence, he thinks that he's set apart, but that's just in his mind. Marshall loves him. I love him. Lewis loves him. And we all love each other. It's through your struggle we can see ourselves, and we can, you know what I mean? We hope for each other. We hope that you'll figure this out. We hope that you'll be healed. As much as we hope that we'll figure it out. Because when we look at you, we see that we need more work too. And that's what Wolfman does, man. He really put me in my place. So you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of work to do. This oracle affirms that honoring deep soul bonds and sharing healing with your soul tribe is important. It is the healing spiritual glue that can bring people together for higher purpose. It inspires others to generate positive energy to lighten the emotional load many souls carry. And none of you could identify with Kanye. You knew him better than I ever could. But you couldn't see his pain because you couldn't see your own. He's not a bad guy. He's just hurting. None of them are. I wasn't a bad chick. I look like a bad mamma jamma though. 528 Mandala of the Heart appears in your reading when you are being put on notice that the Divine Feminine has a vision for your soul and is organizing events accordingly. What is that? Your feelings. Your feelings are creating a future for you. We said that when we pulled out the Empress. You're in the highest level of your Divine Feminine. She will guide your heart, she will guide you through your heart, and with her protection, the manifestations of your soul's path is assured. All right, I'm going to pray for you on this one. Jesus, can we get the image back, please? Thank you. Of course we know your image, even though they made you white. Yeah, well, I guess they made me white too. All right, here you go. Take a moment to consciously connect with the flow of your breath. That's your great life-giving source, is that breath. Until we take our last breath. They teach you a lot to focus on that because that's your power. You have the ability to breathe life. When your baby's born, they're looking for that breath. It's alive. It breathes. It breathes. It might be brain dead, but it breathes. No offense. I'm just saying. I didn't mean that in a like... No, I was... see, that was a Sagittarius thing that didn't come out too well. In the sense of, breath is everything. Let the breath flow in and out and allow yourself to deepen and lengthen the breaths, especially in exhalation. Place your hand over your heart with reverence and respect. Allow your awareness to travel on your breath, going deeper, deeper, and dropping into your heart. You can feel, imagine, see, or intend that your heart is a sacred temple, a beautiful place filled with light and space. Rest within your heart with love and acknowledgement of its precious nature. If there is pain in your heart from this or other lifetimes, you can witness it gently and with compassion, thus allowing it to dissolve into beauty, light, space, and love. Allow your sense of love for your heart and the love that your heart has for you to become strong and nurturing. Become peaceful and healed through your own heart connection. Now, you do not need to force anything. Love holds space for all experiences. You can rest in the sacred holding of your heart. When you have rested for long enough, ground and hydrate yourself. You have completed your healing process. Well, rip the fucking scab off of your heart before we did it. I didn't read any of this. I jumped straight over here. What you're going to see right there, it goes into it real bad. I said that a couple days ago, I think it was Thursday, that my heart chakra was breaking open, that it hurt real bad. We have signs of this. And with Venus retrograde, we're in our heart space. Venus is about the heart. With the solar and the lunar eclipses, or the solar eclipse and the new moon, it's like this is a language. It's a planetary language of telling you what's happening inside of you. What is happening to me, God? You're facing new beginnings in love. We have to stop real quick and we have to evaluate how you see yourself in love. And we have to let go of these harsh feelings, as they said, with compassion. See the things that are hurting in your heart and let them go so that we can open up the heart for new love. You're holding on to old love that is no longer serving you. Okay? You can see that in all of my messages, or you can just see that in my life and what he taught me. I went through a very difficult thing with Bobby about, my love for Bobby. And I had to just let it go with, you know what I mean? You don't let it go. And that's where it is you have to hold space for it. I can't force you out of my heart just because it hurts. You know what I mean? And that's where it was. It's like that Venus retrograde shoved it. That was the peak of it, guys. Now it's almost over. She's coming back. She's already gone to, you know what I mean? It's like she called, all right, I'm on my way home now. When will she be back? I think April 12th. You're like, wow, that was so intense. Yeah, bro, it's hard when you don't, you know what I mean? When your heart is all over the place. When your heart's not in your chest where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's a planet that connects with you. And that's what happened, is, you know what I mean? You were disconnected from your heart space, and you had to really look at what was left in there. You know what I mean? And that's what we found. But we also found the ability to open up again, and that's what they said, is you're going to fall in love again. You're going to clear this out, and we're going to fill you with all kinds of love again. Like, oh God, I'm scared. No, you got to clear that experience out. It's not going to be like last time. Stop holding on to last time. And that's where it is. It's like, oh God, Marshall, I'm going to do it again. They say it's going to be better this time. Oh God. I know it didn't work. I know, but God, I know what happened. I know it's in those videos. I know it's really bad. But look, they say I'm ready again. All right? I'm going to do this. That's it. It's like, this is beyond my understanding why you keep trying after you keep losing at love. I don't know. I don't want to end a loser. I feel like I can get this right eventually. I'm not giving up on myself like Marshall. I'm going to have a happily ever after. And that's what it is too. He gave up on himself, bro. The man, it's so hard, dude. Again, I look at him, I'm like, no. We can't give up on ourselves like this. We can't let our story end with our exes. We're not going to end on an X. We're going to end on an O. Like a circle. That's it. I can't let that be the end of my story. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to have a new story. And that's it. It's like, how come you haven't had... I can explain if you watch these... If you watch, that's where it is. It's like, my choices were to be a lesbian or a priestess. After what I have been through. There was no going back to men after what I'd been through. But I found my way as a priestess, far from a lesbian. Let's be honest. It's not, no, I feel like, I'm just not into it. No, thank you. I'm not saying that women's bodies aren't beautiful, and that's what I tried to point out to her. Morgan feels uncomfortable because there's all these beautiful women walking around causing attention. And she feels insecure about it. And she's like, well, if they just cover themselves up. Well, yeah, I feel that. I do. But in the essence, they make us look too. Do you feel bad when you look at a beautiful woman? She's beautiful. She's causing attention. Give her the attention respectfully and move on about your life. And that's it. It's like, it's not about, like, please don't get naked in front of me. I'm like, dude, I remember at the strip club, she's like, check out my new boobs. Please don't make me touch them. That's weird. I don't want to touch your boobs. Not even if they were fake or real. I don't want to. I know you're very proud of them and how real they feel. But you're not trying to convince me. You're trying to convince some guy that they're real, which is why. They're fake. Why do you want him to think they're real? He should know they're fake and expensive. I mean, they weren't cheap, I imagine. But in the essence is like, I guess, congratulations for your new boobs. I'm just saying it, as far as the lesbian act goes, it's like, no, women are beautiful. It's just, I don't want to touch you. And I said that right there. No, I don't want to touch your boobs. No, I don't want you to touch mine. Stand back. I don't even want to... I'm dealing with touch here. Touch has never been a good thing for me. And so, you know, that's growth. And that's it too. It's like, why didn't Marshall let go touch some other women? Why didn't he let no women touch him? Come here, let me touch you. Let me touch your heart. I know you got one. I know you got one. I know it. That's it. It's like, you know, I was pushing me, but pushing him, but pushing us, because damn, we're a pathetic pair. Fucking individually and together, aren't we? At least I'm trying. I'm trying really hard. What can you say for yourself? I mean, dude, if you've got to do, and that's why he's like, I'm not going to go out there like that. And I'd always come back, I'm like, oh man, don't, I know this looks bad, but I had to, I can't explain it. Marshall, fuck. And I'll be crying every Saturday. Why do I keep doing it? It's been a shitty ride, right? And now I'm like, I'm going to do it again. It's like, no, the fuck you aren't. Yes, the fuck I am. And they said I'm going to win this. Like, no way can you believe that. Yeah, bro. I believe God's promised. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done any of this stupid shit. I was fine without a man. Actually, I wasn't. That's the whole point. It's like, yeah, Marshall's fine by himself, but he's not really. He could be so much better if he had someone loving on him. And that's me, too. You know what I mean? I'm a force by myself, but, you know, it would be a lot more fun if I had someone to share it with. Anyways, going back to it. Say no to the past and say yes to the future, guys. That's what I heard. What is it going to take? Trust in yourself and in God. Trusting your heart and what it's craving, what it's calling you to do. And trusting that wherever you go, God will be there with you. There's a lot. But when you walk in that trust, you'll see it. He won't fail you. He's a little slow. I'm just saying, he's slow. It's like, man, alright, you told me to get here. Where are you? Where are you, God? Where are you? I'm right there. Sit still. It's a Monday. I want you to sit with your thoughts and emotions about what we've been through. I feel like my hardest for my weekend was today, just stepping up into that church, bro. I thought I was gonna go. I was gonna burn in flames. I was gonna bust into a big ball of flames or something. It wasn't really that serious, but I mean, in the essence of, I'm that much closer to the Vatican. I'm that much closer to the Vatican. I've stepped my foot in a church finally. I'm that much closer to the Vatican. And that's it. Whatever I need to do, those are the places I need to put myself. You know what I mean? I gotta step back in God's churches and reclaim them for Him. Not all of them are gonna be, you know what I mean? Not all of them are overtaken. God's still in that church. And really, I want to point out, there's no church at all. God's message is the church. They brought the church to the people. An open space where they opened up the Bible. And they brought God to you. Church isn't really, you know what I mean, a place. It can be, and we've got these mega churches all over the place. It can be a place that you go to worship because people need a place outside of their home to meet with God. Because the day-to-day life is hard, you know. But when you walk, this is in the middle of my room, is the altar. It's always been there. The church, you know, church is in my car. Church is everywhere with me. I carry God everywhere. You know, when I grab my necklaces and I showed them, I find God everywhere. I go looking for God. I keep my eyes on God. I see Him in everywhere I go. I'm looking for Him and what He wants me to do out here. You know, and I just want to point that out. It's like, I am the church. You are the church. You're also a kitchen. You're also, you know what I mean, an army. You're also a fucking hospital. You're a fucking police station. You're a fucking jail. You're all of these things. All of these structures lie within you, and how you structure your life, and how you exert that authority of all those different hats upon people. Some days you're out there as a healer. You're a paramedic. You're out there healing the hurt. Some days you're out there fucking dropping the gaffle and judging people, sending them to jail. Some people, you are literally standing up as enforcement. You are an emergency enforcer right there. You're a police officer. Sometimes you're really just the kitchen and you're just feeding the hungry. And all of that makes you the church. The words that come out of your mouth, that's, that's what the church is. It's not the place we meet in. It's what brings us together. Okay? So, again, you don't have to go to church to be took to church. But it's good to be in the place of God's people, and that's what I remembered. Not all of them are judging. I mean, they are by nature. They're just trying to protect themselves. They're just trying to figure you out. They're just trying to put a name on what just came into their life. Their mind's trying to make sense of it. And he said that over and over, beyond your mind's understanding. I know you don't understand what I am, but can you be kind to me until you can understand it? Can you meet people with kindness? Can you show them understanding even though you don't understand them? Can you show them compassion even though you don't really have it in you? Can you be kind to people that are not kind to you? We're learning. Hey, I love yous. Have a good night. Tomorrow will be a tough one. We'll be in our mind and our emotions in the moon. It's a new moon, so we'll have new thoughts and new emotions to deal with. We'll be reflecting on, just that, the weekend. Just for a moment, we'll spend one day reflecting back on our week. We don't live in the past, just one day. And then God will give us strength on a Tuesday to tackle on a new week's of challenges. Get ready. Later, haters.